All right, let's kick it off with our first guest. This represents the largest investment in Arizona in the history of the state of Arizona. Joining us today to share updates on the work in Superior, Arizona with Resolution Copper, please welcome back Senior Manager Victoria Pesce. Victoria, come on up here. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good to have you back here. What is good? I like that. We've got a new tech on the music. Gonna play little dance jams here in a little while. What's going on in Superior? What's going on at Resolution Copper? And thanks for being here so early.
Well, thanks for having me here. So Superior, as you know, we've got the largest undeveloped copper deposit in the world, just in the outskirts of Superior. We are busy working away to bring it to fruition. So we're about to, the Forest Service is about to issue a draft EIS sometime in the coming months. We've got some construction activities going on. We have reclamation, lots of community work. So a lot of activity.
That's awesome. Well, I know you've been here before. Would you remember when you were here last time?
I remember.
Do you remember like it was like 2015 or 16? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember.
I'm sure
I had
it's in your
follow,
journal.
Yeah, well, I had to follow Mrs. Claus. Nobody told me I'd have to do that.
Oh,
and they told me I needed to be funny 5 minutes before I stepped on. And I'm like, you don't put an introverted engineer in a show to be funny. Some of the other engineers in the audience know what I'm talking about.
Tell me. That's, you know, my background is in engineering.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's a long story, and I don't want to bore you with it. But, well, that's cool. The largest, what do I say, deposit?
One of the largest undeveloped copper deposits in the world.
In the world. Now, how do we know that?
We've been exploring the deposit for almost 20 years now. We've sunk some shafts, which are large tubes that go down to 7,000 feet. The deposit is quite deep, and we've been doing that and gathering data to input into our mine design for quite a long time. We spent about $1.5 billion, which is probably about similar to what your annual salary is to date on the project. So it's...
That's why I slept in my truck last night.
Yes.
By the way, the reason I did that is Mesa is so busy right now with spring training, there wasn't a hotel room to be had. So that's a good thing for economic. Okay.
Absolutely.
I think when it comes to going 7,000 feet down, I think our own president, Sally Harrison, has been down in the shaft. Are we showing that right now? You went down into the core of the earth. Was there any thought while she was down there to backfilling?
Was it? That's so cruel. She's so nice. We'd have her back in a heartbeat. Sally, you were wonderful, and we really were just honored to have you there.
What's the temperature down there at 7,000? Is it cold?
Yeah.
Muggy and rainy?
80 degrees, humid. You had bad hair when he came out. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not going down there. All right, well, enough of my silliness. So tell us what's going on. You mentioned community involvement.
Yes.
Would you like to share some of that?
Absolutely. So our communities team and some of our folks are here today. Just finished signing, I think, really a historic agreement with the town of Superior. So one of the things, obviously, we're in what's called the Copper Triangle: Superior, Globe, Miami, Hayden, Winkleman, Kearney. And specifically, we're in the corner where Superior, and it's Pioneer Mining District. And mining's been the dominant force in the economy for a long, long time, but local communities want mining, but they want other diversification as well. So the agreement that we just signed with the town of Superior would help bring to life their multi-generational center, which is a library and a senior center and a gym all in one, and kind of consolidate those buildings and help save some operational cost. Of course, we have long-term partnership with Boyce Thompson Arboretum, who are also here. Following me, good luck.
A return guests usually have an attitude about them.
Yeah, I'm starting to get sassy. But no, really, it's a crown jewel in the Copper Triangle, and sort of the gateway to the Copper Triangle is Boyce Thompson, which is probably one of the top 10 botanical gardens in the United States. And not a lot of people know about it, and it's right there. So, and then of course the other thing that we're working with the town of Superior on and other local communities is how they can take advantage of diversifying their economy. Recreation is just fantastic opportunities for that.
awesome.
So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on.
I've not heard the term Copper Triangle before, so it's
Yeah.
it's Superior, Globe, Miami, and
Hayden Kearney Winkleman, yes.
now you're an engineer. I'm not, but can it be a triangle if there's 5?
Clearly, my math is off. I'm trying to give,
I know.
kudos to all the
I'm just
major
being a
towns.
smart aleck. I do what I do best.
I know.
Well, that is great. Now, there's a term here I'm not familiar with, block caving. What does that mean?
So it's the method that it's actually called caving, it's called panel caving. It's the method that we are going to be recovering ore from this fantastic deposit. So the deposit is huge. It's about 1.7 billion tons, kind of probably hard to imagine, at 7,000 feet. So the only way to mine it economically and safely is you put big tubes down to 7,000 feet, you drive tunnels underground beneath, and then you start to drill and blast, and it starts to cave and come down by gravity. So an easy way to think of it is if you didn't stay at a hotel, but if you had stayed at a hotel, you would have had the cereal in the morning, and you know those dispensaries where you turn the dial and the cereal comes out, and you see the cereal comes out the bottom and the top kind of comes down. Well, that's basically like block caving or panel caving. That's generally, it's not quite that simple, but sort of visualize that, yeah.
Wow,
A little bit more technical and advanced, but yeah.
So how many billions of millions of tons?
The deposit is about 1.7 billion, and around 1.4 is mineable. Yeah, so it's a marvel. It's a geologic marvel right in the backyard of Superior.
What kind of time frame are you looking at for something like that? I mean, that's more than a couple of months.
It's just a little more than a couple of months. Yeah, so we've been at it for about 15. We've got another probably few years to go to get through the regulatory hurdles. And then what we're doing right now, it's actually really interesting. It used to be a mine there called Magma Copper, and they have some shafts to access the ore. Our deposit's a little bit different. But they just rehabilitated one of those shafts. And they're gonna be sinking it down to depth, 7,000 feet, along with another one, and connect it up. And then we're gonna tunnel out to the ore deposit, and so we can feel the rock and understand the conditions. That'll be another 5+ years, and then construction's about 10, so about 10+ years away before we'd actually start mining ore. It's a tremendous investment.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know a question you always get, I know you're trying to be a good steward of the environment, so there's a lot that goes into that. Can you
Absolutely.
briefly tell us how, when people hear about mining, they think it's gonna be damaging, but you guys are doing great things.
Right, one of the things we're doing is reclaiming the old magma historic site. So there were leftover residuals, tailings, waste rock, and so we're returning that to something that's aesthetically pleasing. You know, some of the other things that we get to do, my job's like really fun. I'm so lucky to work there. We get to work on saving endangered species. So we're going to do we've saved some endangered cactus. We've helped to, we're gonna look at doing some monarch butterfly surveys. They're obviously been in some decline due to habitat. So we're doing projects like that, and at the same time, we also partner with about 7 other Native American tribes. So I have 32 members from 7 Native American tribes that work in my department and gather all the baseline information that feeds into the mine design. So it's really exciting.
Well, I talked about what a giant investment it's been. How many dollars have been invested?
About 1.4 to date, 1.4 billion.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
It's incredible.
Is incredible. Well, it takes that kind of investment to gather the information and do the right kind of environmental studies and community assessments before you begin, so.
That's incredible. Anything else you'd like to say on your, as you depart your second visit here at Mesa Morning Live? I know it's a highlight for your calendar.
It has been a highlight for my calendar. I actually really do appreciate it. And thanks for your time, and I think it went a little better than last year.
And by the way, note to self, the next time she comes back, the theme music from Shaft.
Yes. And I'll dance on the stage.
Oh, we'll have you back next month. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for Victoria Peachy? Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.